Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective, and this is Belinda. Hey, Belinda.
Hello,
Welcome. Good to see you.
everybody. Good to see you.
Oh, chat with Belinda's here too. How cool is that? I see her in the chat.
I
I
said
am
hello.
back. I am. Yeah. Well, you said hello, y'all, but I was a little knocked to the dirt with an illness, but I'm on the tail end of it, and I think I've recovered enough to get back into the swing of things, and I am back. I would say stronger than ever, but I don't really think I smell that bad, so I'm okay. So, what's going on in your world, Miss Belinda?
Well, we had a family vacation to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, and that was really nice. It's probably the last vacation that my dad will take with a family. He has Alzheimer's and dementia, so it was nice. He had a good time. He got to do some things that um, he just won't get to do again, and it was fun. The whole family was there, so it was really nice.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's all the time you can get when the time is short is how it should be.
Yeah, yeah.
But want to wave a hand to the folks who have already joined us. We've got Sandra McGibbon, DM the Mod, History B, Maggie Moses, um, Fred's here, of course. Good to see you, Fred. Darlene Dieters. Um, well, look at there, History B again. Um,
Hey, History B.
Margot, she's here. We got Propus, and oh, looks like Disabled Vets Perspective was in there, so that's a good thing. And Great Informer dropped in to wave a hand. Charles Wright, he's here. And I think I got everybody. If I didn't, wave a hand frantically, wave at you. But we got some articles pulled up, some headlines, some things going on in the VA system. Dangerous Freedom, good to see you. Welcome. Um, it was a little difficult to keep up with news in the last few days. I just basically headaches and all. I couldn't focus on the screen, couldn't do a lot of reading and stuff. So I kind of let a lot get past me. But the headlines that I've got from the Intergovernmental Affairs this week. It says veterans showcase talent at National Veterans Creative Arts Festival in Washington. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, Battle Creek, Virginia Medical Center is Battle Creek, Michigan, and the VA and the American Legion Auxiliary will host 120 veterans from across the nation for the 2019 National Veterans Creative Arts Festival, and that's from October 28th to November 3rd. Look at that. I found one in advance of the actual event. That's pretty good. I'm right. No, thank you. Also, let's see, Veterans Health and Human Services partner to protection for veterans. I wonder if they had complaints about the availability of the veterans records, where they were just kind of like they'd give them to anybody. Here, you have a set. You take a set. Everybody gets a set. I don't know. Uh, it says the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs and Department of Health and Human Services Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services recently announced the two agencies will compare information on questionable veteran health care providers, both in VA treatment facilities and through purchased care programs in their communities. Well, that could be interesting. Do a little bit of quality control.
Would be nice.
Um, yeah, I mean, hey, why not? If it broke, get it out. VA finalizes plan to resolve legacy appeals by the end of 2022. Legacy appeals are things that wouldn't basically what I went through 17 and a half years of the VA. That's a legacy appeal because it went into a decade. One of the folks that joins us here said he went 31 years, I think, fighting the VA, and that's
No,
downright
really.
pathetic. Yeah.
That's
It
terrible.
says U.S. It really is. I mean, it's just pathetic. But um, says U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs VA announces today that it has finalized its plans for resolving legacy appeals across the department and expects to complete the remaining legacy appeals by the end of the calendar year of 2022. Legacy appeals are claims for which the VA provided notice of decision prior to implementation of the Veterans Appeals Improvement and Modernization Act of 2017. Claimant has not elected to participate in the AMA process. Now there's a catch 22 with that. I have explained that when you are in an appeals process, when you get your mandatory no from the VA, you file your appeal. Anytime
Mandatory
you
no.
call, yeah, well,
Yeah.
anytime you call to check up on that appeal or to put yourself into another program or in this AMA situation, they take your file from wherever it is and they bring it out. They do whatever they got to do to it, look back on top. But they pull on these appeals. So every time you do something, your file gets thrown back at the back of the pile. So that's why people don't say, well, I want to be part of this AMA. Oh, okay, well, let me just take care of that for you and we'll stick that right back up there when we get done. So
Yeah, right.
you got to be real careful. It's the games that they play. Um, Vince Dunn jumped in. Ashley and CLC. I see you guys. Good to see you. Um, anyway, so there's one more headline. If I don't ruin myself, oh my composure. One more headline to get through here, and then we move on to the next one. It says partnership for public service credits VA for customer experience improvements. It's getting a little better, a little bit. The nonprofit, nonpartisan partnership for public service in collaboration with Accenture Federal Services this month released the study Government for the People. Profiles on customer experience, finding that VA customer experience improvement efforts are showing positive results, citing reduced wait times for appointments, same day mental health access at all medical centers, and an improved online experience. So we'll call all those good things.
Well, they
I
need
mean,
to do that with
it's
the
a
same day mental health because it's a
absolutely
travesty when these people go in asking for help and they sit there, 10 to 12 hours waiting.
like
They're there for
my
help. They don't
my
want to
nephew,
do something drastic. Yeah, exactly.
cousin,
And
my mom's
yeah,
nephew.
that
Yeah,
just
that he sat in there for hours, and then at the end of the day, they said, "Oh, we're not going to get to see you." So he went home and didn't need to be seen anymore after that.
yeah, it's just
Conan, the hero dog, is going to visit the White House. Hope the dog gets a medal. That will drive the
I love that little
communist
dog.
media crazy. Yeah. Oh, they are flipping out because Trump retweeted a meme of him putting a Medal of Honor on the dog. The dog needs a medal, probably a Purple Heart, because apparently it was wounded. But
Oh, the dog that
this idea
killed
that, oh, it's
Booty
just
or
a,
whatever. What's his name?
yeah,
Ricky
chased him
Booty?
into his whole bag of daddies. Abu
Whatever.
Bakr al Baghdadi. Yeah.
Was that a real headline?
You know,
Because
the CIA.
I've been out of the loop too with all the company that I've had. Was that a real headline
Right.
that CNN put? Trump kills father of three or something like that. Was that legitimate?
I
Was that a
wouldn't be
real headline?
surprised, except for the fact he grabbed the three of his children and ran into the cave with them and blew up those three himself and two of his wives.
What?
Yeah. So he was a pig, but he's also a CIA, probably outed by Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi. But I went over that last week
Well, I've
in
been
the
out of
episode
it, so
too.
I got to get caught up.
Oh, I know. Fine. Okay. Jeez. Gotta be so hostile. Good Lord.
That's
Just pick a
me.
man when he's been
That's
down
just
for
me.
days.
I'm just hostile.
Ugh. You gotta love it. Everybody needs a good beating once in a while. The beatings will continue until the morale around here improves. All right, so what do you have special?
Well, as far as disability ratings go, if anybody, it came out a couple months ago, but now it's in full swing, and people are able to get their increases. If you have an infectious disease that you brought back from overseas, like the stuff that Randy has, or an autoimmune problem, the science was very slow to catch up with disability ratings. So they would just think,
Right.
oh, rub some neosporin on it and take a Motrin, you'll be great. Well, now they know that that's not necessarily true. So if anybody has any of those autoimmune problems that they brought back with them or incurred while they were active duty, they can now claim those and get a disability, a decent disability
Pick
rating
me.
on those.
Pick
Huh?
me.
Pick me.
I was. Yeah, I have an absolute trashed digestive tract, so uh, it's
Yeah, and it's just
Florida Jim.
that the Gulf War rash, people weren't being compensated for that. And
Yeah,
doesn't go away. My daughter got it from just, she was little when he got back, and she put on his shoes, and lo and behold, she's had it, since she was 3 years old. So,
yeah. Well, my son and daughter both have it, and I was already out when. Well, my son was conceived while I was in, but my daughter was conceived after we had already been out, and they both still have. So uh, it's DNA. It's something that got real.
yeah, yeah, it's like a little altered gene
Don't
or
eat
altered
sugar,
strain.
y'all. Yeah, but what a way to go, Effie, too. Benny's here. Good to see you. Um, I thought I saw some. Darlene and who else snuck in here? Um, well, I saw Florida Jim get in there, so that's cool. Yeah, we're getting a nice group in here. I don't know what the number is off the top of my head. It looks like 30. So, yeah, that's pretty good. So,
Yep.
I've got a bunch of headlines, but you hit on a good thing here that, I mean, next week we'll be doing one more episode um, before Veterans Day or Memorial Day rather, but it's a good time to hit the people up with the things that they can be looking forward to on that day now, and then reiterate on it on next Sunday so that they don't forget. So
Okay.
crank out that list, play
Well,
that beautiful bean footage.
hey, we were right there. Our cabin was right by Bush Beans farm and plant and everything. It's beautiful country. Anyway, for
Wow.
all of you that live in Publix and or live in Florida, live in Publix. For all of you that live in Florida and have a Publix, on
Rent's
Veterans
cheap. I don't
Day,
know.
on Veterans Day, it'll be 10% off your grocery bill. And I think that that's,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, that's pretty good. Your standard restaurants, Chili's, Applebee's, Texas Roadhouse, um, those restaurants. What's the other? Golden Corral. They'll all have the Veterans Day free meal, off their veteran menu. Uh,
Right.
Meineke is doing free oil changes. You can get free oil changes. Great Clips is giving free haircuts. But you can go in and get a card on, you don't have to get a haircut on November 11th. You can go in and get a card, and it's good through December 31st. So that's really
I think
nice.
Willman is saying that he's hearing the TV. The mic are they background noise, but you got to try to be a little patient because she's entertaining her father who has Alzheimer's and dementia, and if he doesn't have some stimulus, then it's very difficult to keep him in a position where he won't be getting into
right here.
trouble or getting himself hurt. So
Yeah, right here.
the TV is on for him. And
Yeah, I
apologize about
apologize.
that, but
Nothing I can do.
we'll get through it. Yeah. Um, watching, watching you too. Okay, that's welcome. Lioness 61. Good to see you. We got a good group of people in here tonight. Um, Darlene Liberty Smith. Good to see you. Welcome. All right, Pete the Patriot just got here. Boy, are you late, man? Reprimand. All right, so what else you got on your list there for besides Publix and restaurants?
Um, Restaurants, the hair. Did you hear about that? The haircut place, Great Clips, will be giving. You can go get a coupon for a free haircut on November 11th. That's good through December 31st. Of course, a free entrance
Wow.
into all the national parks. Car washes. There's the car washes that you see all around the place. Most of them are giving
Right.
a free car wash with valid ID. So you can go through there and get your sled
Wow.
all scrubbed up. Yeah. At Sports Clips, now I don't have any of those around my area, but they're also doing free haircuts. And they're donating $1 to veteran scholarship programs for every free haircut they get. So that's really nice. Um,
Awesome. God bless America's here. Good to see you. Yeah, that's cool because every little bit helps. Is that the scholarship program? Is that for the children of deceased
It
veterans, or
didn't
is that
say.
what
It didn't say. It just said. It didn't say. It was just very broad. So I don't know
Okay.
what veteran part will
Spartan
be benefit
EDS
from that.
warrior. Welcome. Oh
If
yeah,
you're in
thank you for the 1,000 plus subscribers. You guys are awesome. What is it now?
free health and dental care by Pan Care of Florida. If you need some dental work done, you can call your local city hall, and they will be able to tell you if your area is doing that and where you can go if you need some free dental care for veterans, first responders, and
Wow.
their families. So those are all
Well,
good things.
I am still wearing temporary caps of the implants that they put into my jaw because they quit the process after they put the implants in. They didn't finish putting in teeth. So for a little over 10 years now, I've had temporary caps, and they're I can't believe they've held on this long, but I have no other option because they won't put the permanent teeth in because they stopped that program. So I have to wear these caps, or else I had these little pins that stick up, and that would really suck. Every time you close your mouth, you spike both gums.
That sounds
Um,
painful.
gonna whittle my own teeth. Yeah, oof, that's pretty brutal. All right, let's see what I have got here. I've got a few headlines that kind of made me go, but we'll see what we can get to here. Um, let's see. One thing here just says the Marine Corps has changed sergeants and staff sergeants. Here's how. I'm not going to get into that too much because I've already talked a little bit in the past about how some of the requirements are being laxed now, and I don't agree with it because when I wanted to get my points for my stripes, I had to really work, and I guess they feel like it's just not fair. They have to put so much effort into getting your sergeant stripes, but I don't know.
Yeah, you have
Anyway,
to apply yourself.
yeah, it's
You have
it's a
to
little
earn
thing
it.
called Drive, right?
Yeah. Hey,
President
that
Trump.
goes with that. Sorry.
No, please go ahead. What?
That has to go with, my favorite federal employee union that I can't stand. They they're all upset with the pay structure, and they're trying to get it done for the VA employees because it was some of it. They discontinued, but there's still a performance based component to it, and they feel that it's
Uh-huh.
against non-whites because the non-whites aren't getting the performance bonuses or uh, the pay raises that they want to get. And I think the key word in all that is performance. You have to perform
Right.
and you have to do
Yeah.
a
If
good job
you don't
to get,
perform, you exactly. If you're
yeah,
just meandering and just getting a paycheck, you're stuck with that. Born
yeah,
erasers here.
asleep at
Good
the
to see
top.
you.
Like
Right.
you're saying about these people
Curl
getting
in
their
the chair.
stripes. If you're just half-assing it, you know, can't get a pay
Yeah. If
raise.
I just wait long enough, they'll have.
Yeah,
And
I've been in 6 years. I have to
I,
have whatever.
yeah, they got to give it to me at this point. But I actually, I really was in at an awkward time because I was in under the Affirmative Act program, and that was, you know, all the women and children get promoted before any men, and it'd be minorities and women get first pick on any promotions, any medals, any awards, and
Huh.
all others are put on the back burner. That was a program that Bill Clinton put in effect. Um, what happened was by the time I got out, I was still an E4, but I had so many points as an E4 that I could have skipped right over and become a very powerful E7, potentially E7 in a very short order because I just kept getting points because I kept going to the courses and schools and everything because I wanted to get my stripes and I kept getting skipped over because either a young female would be in line or a person of
Hey, hey,
color
hey, hey,
and
hey.
yeah, and that skipped over. Men were completely put to the side, especially white men, for a very solid period of time. But it was kind of rough, but I made it through anyway. I
Well, I
always say
earned mine.
I
I
was probably the
studied
highest
hard and I
ranking
got
E4.
mine.
Yeah, I had so many points I could tell a fellow sergeant to kiss off and basically get away with it because I was an E4, but I outranked him. It was funny, but that was my thing anyway. But anyway, back to this here. It says President Trump proclaims November national, and it just threw an ad up into my face. I just can't believe it does it. It must hear me talking and go, look at this first. Wait. All right. President Trump proclaims November National Veterans Military Families Month. So,
So what
the
does that
whole
do?
month of November. Well, it just makes sure that people, just like we have a Black History Month, we have you know, different months of recognition, and this one is just to acknowledge the veterans and the military, their efforts, keep it in their minds for the month, basically.
Well, that
I
crazy.
don't know if there's any benefit.
Well, did you see the
With,
thing with the AOC disrespecting the police in New York? That
no, I
she,
didn't, and I'm kind of glad I did. And I was probably dealing with a fever.
it would have just made your fever worse. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's nice that the president has come out and said, this is our month because there's so many people, even elected officials, that come out to the people that uh, show out against the people that protect this country, and it's ridiculous.
yeah, I don't get that. That's why I'm constantly harping on people that say, if you're in the military and you're a Democrat, there's something a little off because the Democrats do not like the military. They don't like any of the first responders. They want complete chaos because with chaos comes order. If they can create total chaos, they can bring world order. So that's their goal. That's why they hate anything that has to do with some level of control.
Well, they're only making chaos amongst themselves because, like we've
Right.
talked about before, it's like, we keep weeding out their idiocy and I don't even know what to call the stuff that they do, but we see through it and it's like weeding it out. And they're just going to implode themselves. Hopefully, they'll all move to Canada and it'll be great.
Yeah, and we'll have an influx of Canadians running from Canada going, no.
We're coming to the United States, yeah.
Yeah. What if those police officers needed to get to an emergency call? They had to take a bunch of garbage off. We couldn't save our choking baby because we had to move all the stuff off the car, basically. Yeah. Had to deal with liberals. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Some of it's just unacceptable.
Well, yeah, and for her to come out and
Anyways,
say that she stands behind the people that do not support the police department, that's insane. I mean, who is she
it's
protected
pretty
by?
pathetic.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
who's
Well,
walking
that's the
around putting
thing.
their
When are
life
the
on the
people
line?
that protect them, they need to just walk away from them. I don't know why that's so hard. I mean, oh, just doing my job. Well, damn your job. If the person, if your mark is not interested in your service, walk away from them. Say, okay, figure this out on your own.
Yeah.
And, but Tim Clark just came in. Good to see you. That's right. They started, they started and offer solutions, which means taking away rights. Yeah. Create a problem, create the solution, which means reduction of freedoms. That's the way they work. But a couple of the articles I wanted to bring up. Let's see here. Well, one here says U.S. begins drone operations out of new air base. U.S. African command officials said they are conducting surveillance and reconnaissance flights from Agade- Agadez, Niger. So interesting that Russia moves their nuclear capable bombers into South Africa, and we move surveillance into Niger. So it's tit for tat. So it's always some kind of games. Um, Fort Bragg paratroopers mourn death of one of their fellow soldiers. That's a shame. May you rest in peace. New Jersey, 24-year-old died in New Jersey in a non-training related incident. Okay, here's one. You got to brace yourself for this crap because this is where we are now. It says midshipmen established study group for Satanic Temple beliefs at the U.S. Naval Academy. Midshipmen at the U.S. Navy Academy who have beliefs associated with the Satanic have a study group available. I know it's sinking in right about now. I think.
I don't know what to say.
As that's what I was waiting for. Yep.
I
This is the Naval Academy. In God we trust. First go with God. You know, Godspeed, all of that. The things they say when you're ready to launch off a flight deck.
I
You know.
don't. I sorry.
Yeah.
I got
Okay. Well, I
nothing.
mean, I can't go any further with that one. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just your head spin.
Yeah.
Iran's Khomeini rules out talks with the U.S. Good. Well, go screw yourself. We don't want to talk
Okay.
to you either.
Yeah. See you later. Bye. Yeah. Next.
Yeah. I mean, that was so easy.
Yeah.
Even a caveman could do it. Um, let's see. 2020 census temporary jobs are perfect for spouses and veterans, mill spouses, military spouses,
Yeah.
and veterans. Officials say so. Yeah, I mean, if you can get a temporary job because you bounce from place to place, that's fine because it doesn't make
Yeah.
your resume look all screwed up from going from job to job to job. This one I kind of like. It says now POWs and MIAs will always have a seat at Auburn's Jordan Air Stadium. So there
All
will
the
be a
missing
missing
in action
man.
people.
Huh?
Oh, okay. I heard that completely
No,
wrong.
unfortunately they don't have that many seats. But
Yeah,
apparently they're going to offer the missing person seat, missing soldier, and it will be honored during their game. Just a cool gesture. I kind of like that.
yeah, that's very nice. I just heard what you said completely wrong. It struck me funny.
Well, the Iowa board switched PTSD to medical marijuana all fine and dandy, except for the fact that as soon as you acknowledge PTSD, then they start nipping at your heels trying to get your guns away from you. So that's what keeps people from seeking that help. It's really a double-edged sword right now.
Yeah. And a lot of
So
people
what else
don't
you got
know
going
because,
on?
well, with the PTSD, people just want help. People want to be better, but it's like they're stacking the deck against you. Just because you have PTSD does not mean you're this awful, on the edge, going to go shoot up a school person. It just means that you have a
Right.
problem that was brought on by your service to country, and it and so they're just trying. It has to do, I think, with trying to get a hold of our weapons. Thank goodness,
Yeah.
Beto or whatever the hell his name was, is out, and my AR-15 is now very safe. It was scared, but I think that's what a lot of
Yeah.
it
Trembling
has
in
to.
in the corner.
It was. We had to get it a special bag. It was really upset.
Yeah.
Um,
Those thunder blankets.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a weighted like thunder shirt that you get for your dog,
Right.
but that
Iris
just has
Jean
to go
joined
with.
us. Iris Jean Mesa. That's a pretty name. Iris Jean. Iris
Oh,
Jean.
Irish
That's
Jean.
cool. Um, yeah. It is nice to see him gone. Kamala Harris has been closing her facilities up in New Hampshire, so she's drawing back. You just can't happen fast enough. Um,
Well, I
anyway,
don't
so
know. When we were in, what is it, North Carolina or South Carolina, there's the Tulsi Gabbard billboards up all over the place. She is just somebody to be reckoned with in that state. And I think that she might,
yeah,
what do you think? You think she's going to get close to being on the ticket?
I think that one is a. I think she's a cloaked dagger.
Do
Um,
you?
I don't fall for the. I did a video called "Don't Fall for the Good Cop, Bad Cop," where I explained the spat between her and Hillary. The same person, both of them. Tony Podesta, he takes care of Tulsi Gabbard, and so if you have somebody that's in the
Hmm.
bottom of the pack and you want to make them go to the top of the pack, then you become a villain and you attack that person. That way, when they defend themselves and everybody gets behind them going, "Yeah, don't be mean to her," then all of a sudden she boosts up in the ratings. So
Yeah.
you turn the villain, or you turn the victim into a hero for fighting back against the villain, and then she catapults into the position that they want her to be in.
You think she's
But
going to split the vote?
no, I think they're ultimately going to plant her, and then they're going to probably shove Hillary Clinton right up her ass as a vice president. I mean, this is just a
Mm.
wise ass guess, but it's possible.
Well,
Um,
my neighbor keeps talking about Michelle Obama. That's what all of his friends keep talking about is Michelle Obama
old Mike, huh?
stepping in.
Doing her race baiting, so she's only going to get half the vote of people, period. I mean, less than half because she's only going to cater to the minorities. And so she'll get her minority, she'll get her illegal vote, and she'll get her ballot stuffing if they don't put a wrap on that. So she might stand a chance at getting something.
No, it,
Um, Well, the USS John S. McCain leaves Yorka for the first time since its fatal 2017 collision. So it's on the move again. I wish they'd rename that ship.
So do I. I was just
Here's
about to say, I wonder how people feel being on that ship with that name.
I'd be disgusted.
Yeah.
He was a parasite. Um, Navy, I just want to get your attention. Navy audit $126 million in aircraft parts we didn't even know existed. Remember just to refresh some memories a little bit, at the end of Obama's term, everybody that was mechanics was saying we are having to go to the scrapyards, the airplane
Hmm?
boneyards, and we have to keep taking parts off these old retired planes to use. Well, it's because they didn't look at the pile that's over here on the other side of the room. You know, $126 million in
We
airplane
didn't know we
parts. Oh,
had.
where did that come from?
It's those people returning all that stuff that they took home.
Right.
When you accidentally left with
Right.
this or that.
Anybody know where this grocery cart of returns came from? Which department? Anyone?
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's interesting. Oh, Target renews its 10% military discount for Veterans Day 2019. So got that to look forward to.
Yeah, there's a lot of stores that are doing it. Sports Academy does it. Home Depot, Lowe's. You just have to ask for it. Lowe's is much more lenient with their military discount than Home Depot. Home Depot now only wants to do it during certain veteran specific holidays. But
I guess I'm lucky because I'm surrounded by military bases, and with that also means we're surrounded by people who and left the military and settled in here because they still honor us all the time at our Home Depot, and I think they probably are pretty aware that if they screw with the veterans in this area, they're going to lose a very large majority of their business.
yeah.
So we get it pretty much without question.
Yeah, now that one in Pensacola on 9 Mile Road, I was, there seeing my parents, and nope, that woman said, no, we just don't give military discounts. You have to come back for Veterans Day. Like, alrighty then.
Yeah. Well, here's a question. This one can get some interaction from the chat, perhaps, because it's a question to the public. It says, "Sound off. Does a dog deserve the Medal of Honor?" Donald Trump really did tweet a fake thing, the Medal of Honor to a dog. The question: should a dog receive a Medal of Honor for heroism? Easy for me to say. Heroism in the line of duty. Now, keep in mind, he is a canine, but he's also a soldier. He's been trained. He's gone through the same combat, probably for longer than some of the handlers that take care of him, and they put in every bit of the effort that the human handlers put in. So, all right, here's how we'll do it. Yes, yeah, okay. If you think that the dog in the military, a military canine soldier, should get a award, a medal of some sort, put in a one. If you think that it's not necessary to award a dog, put in a two, and then that way we'll know what's going out. One, yep, slate rock. See that? Yeah, undo now. Yes, the dog who helped take down the terrorist is a hero. Yes, there's the ones. One.
Well, they have
Yeah,
an
I agree.
award. It's called the Medal of Courage Award for canines, and it is they don't give a speech, of course, but it's the highest honor for a military dog that displayed extraordinary valor and service to their country. a 12-year-old Labrador Retriever who served in the Army for 7 years, named Jag, received one. A Dutch Shepherd, also with the Army, named Taba. Summer, a 17-year-old retriever in Afghanistan and is now a member of TSA K-9 team for the Amtrak in DC, received the honor. And
Right on.
Taker, who served with the Marine Corps in Iraq and
Stony
Afghanistan,
Stone, good to see you, brother.
received the
Okay.
military top dog honor, which is called the Medal of Courage. And I think that that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I think they should have their own medal.
I'm trying to remember the a dog that made his sergeant stripes, and
Yeah,
I'm just
during
trying
World
to
War
remember
II.
if it was World War One. Okay, World War Two. Sergeant Bilkey or something like that. But anyway, that was one of the most decorated canine soldiers that has ever existed. Philip Turner, how you doing?
Chips was a collie
So
German
yeah,
Shepherd Husky who was the most decorated dog in World War II. He saw action in Germany, France, North Africa, and Sicily. Among his exploits, he led an assault on an Italian machine gun nest, taking 10 Italians captive.
Midnight Sun. Hey there. Wow. I don't know how he fed all 10 of them in his mouth at one time.
Nobody wants to
Either
be
that or he
bitten
just
by a
barked and they all relieved themselves of excrement.
dog.
California
Nobody.
critic and Kevin Moore fan. Good to see you. Yeah, so I mean, we got our answer. We need to recognize the efforts of the canine soldiers
And
because
their handler.
they're in it to win it just like we are. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But they deal with a lot of PTSD on these dogs. That's why they when they come home they go specifically to the people that were handlers in the past so that they can spend their lives in recovery with them. But anyway, so on a former Navy SEAL, Rudy Bosch, an early fan favorite on Survivor, dies at 91. That was a
Oh
tough guy.
no. Yeah.
Yep.
He was
He,
like in the first or second. He
he's
was like in the beginning.
right. The one that kept forgetting his clothes.
Oh, was that? I thought that was
I
somebody
guess if
else.
you don't need them, you don't use it. Well,
I
maybe it
thought
is.
that
I might be confusing the two of them, but he's a Navy SEAL. They don't need clothes. So if it was
they
him,
don't
it was
need.
fine. Whatever. Um, yeah, yeah. Volunteers help build Veterans Village in North Carolina, known as the Veterans Village. The 7-home cul-de-sac is located in the Fayetteville area Habitat for Humanity development, Oak Ridge Estates, at the corner of Bounce Road and Old. We got a lot of bounce in there. So that's kind of cool. They're getting communities. Um, Alabama, I believe, is, I don't know if it's the only state, but it's definitely one that created a tiny house subdivision that is specifically catering to disabled veterans. Alabama has it, but it's all tiny homes and they're all set up and they go pick one. Part of their effort to get the veterans off the streets. So what else you got, Belinda? Did I lose you audio wise? Yep, lost her. It's entirely possible she had to take care of her father. They're getting ready to put him into a nursing home because it's gotten to the point where he's a danger to himself because he just can't remember anything now. So he's likely going to get in to hurt him and stuff like that. So she started the show that it's possible that she might just have to drop out to take care of him. But If I can get her back, I will. We've got about 15 minutes left, and I've got a couple of things more to go over. But the one thing I want to a lot of a lot of talk right now about events coming, and people seeing signs of stuff happening, especially in the Northwest. Um, I wanted to go over a little bit of that, and she's back.
Hey,
I was just getting ready to start talking about the all the drills and everything that are going on nationwide, like they're preparing for events. Figured we could talk the last 15 minutes of the show or so about that, about
okay.
preparedness and what's going on. Um, I know the one thing that has me concerned is the apparently the
Excuse
UN
me.
is drilling outside of DC, and a couple of people have tried to go in and film, and they've been confronted by FBI telling them to delete their video. And then when they say, "Am I under arrest?" they say, "We don't have to arrest you under the NDAA. We can just make you disappear." And that is one of the things I really have a problem with that NDAA. They can declare you an enemy combatant for any reason, and then they can make you disappear. No due process, no no call home. You go into a dark room in the basement of a building. They get tired of talking to you, shoot you in the head, throw you out in the dirt, and nothing ever will be known of you again. That's what the NDAA Act allows the feds to do. So
That's
the problem
terrible.
I have is that the UN is in. The UN is doing these drills in several places throughout the country, and last time I checked, we are not part of a UN training ground. We don't fall under their jurisdiction unless somebody gave it to them. The bill 1111, I think, is what they're trying to propose that would turn over all sovereignty to the UN, but it hasn't been passed yet. What do you think of that?
I I haven't heard of what did you call it? The NDAA?
The NDAA was the National Defense Authorization Act that Bush Jr. signed after 9/11. It
Okay.
allows for the detention of an enemy combatant without due process, without
An
a
American
lawyer.
citizen
With Yes, absolutely. All they have to do is declare you an enemy combatant,
and the
and
definition of that is something they don't like.
they choose. In God we trust. Help get them. That's one. Literally that vague. If you if you protest and they don't like it, they can call an enemy combatant and make you disappear. The entirely too much control has been given to the government to
I
do what they whilst, as they say, with the people,
Yeah,
and it's out of hand at this point.
and
But
it keeps happening. Nobody is taking charge. I mean, I'm a Trump supporter, 100% all the way. But when are we going to start seeing being people being held accountable for some of these things? When are we going to see some of the top heads start rolling, and let it trickle
right,
down? But we need to start cutting the head
and
off
that's
the
the thing
snake,
that
and
frustrates
nobody's doing
me.
that.
Right. I mean, I do kind of understand how you take down a superstructure. You can't take the capstone off without removing some of its structural support first, or else you're going to lose it. So what you got to do, use an example of a chair. If you want to take the top of the chair to the ground, you got to take the legs off first. So if you take their legs out from underneath them, you cut their support team by getting rid of the people below them to some level, then there's nowhere for them to run. There's no cover to get or anything when they finally get taken out. So there's some of that going on. Um,
Well, I do believe in
there's
methodology. I believe exactly what you're saying, but some of this has gone on so long. Belinda, want to see the chaos. I want to see the Nancy Pelosi's and uh, what's that guy's name? Shitty Shift. I want to see them running around
Oh yeah, that's
scared
it.
to death.
That was exactly it.
That's Yeah, I want to see them running around scared to death, hiding in their houses, barring their doors, not
What I would like to
answering.
know is how does Adam Schiff have total immunity? Who the hell gave him immunity? Because
He
President
did.
Trump said that the other day when he was being
He
addressed out by the helicopter.
it because they
He
say
said,
whatever
with
they want.
apparently he's got immunity.
Well, Belinda's a millionaire.
But you
Did you
don't
know that?
have immunity from treason. You cannot immune somebody from treason.
It's like the guy at
So
the Border
where the
Patrol
hell
said
does
to Wasserman Schultz when he said, you just have this diplomatic immunity and you can spread whatever lie you want to. It's these Democrats believe they can speak, and it's so. Just, it will be believed.
yeah,
And
right.
I don't know how to make my voice heard. I don't know how to be loud enough to,
Oh, I assure you,
to,
you can
to
be loud enough.
I don't know how to do it because a ruckus needs to be made. I just don't know how.
Well, the ruckus needs to be made at the foot of the steps of the Capitol building.
We'd be
And,
run off.
you know, yeah, but would we? At some point, do you have to, and, if the officers come to dismantle the gathering of people that demand the change, can't you turn to them and say, you need to make your decision right now on whose side you're going to be? Because if you side with them, then you are also an enemy combatant of the country. Or if you side with us, then you are a patriot in defense of our country.
I don't know.
That's the question, and that's the question too. If you are in the military and for some stupid reason they think they're going to get Trump out, they decide to get him out, the Patriots will be coming. And when the Patriots get there, the military and the fleet, whose side are they going to be on? Because that choice, they're going to have to make it quick. But I don't know if I've still got audio.
Can you hear me?
Somebody let me know if I'm still on there because I just lost my image, just like I always do.
I can hear you. Can anybody hear anybody? Hello? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Well, I'm trying to wait for the chat to catch up. It's all very, very slow. Let's see. Well, I'm going to refresh this page.
And we still got 36 people. I'm back. Hi, how are you doing? Good to see you guys. You got here just in time. All right. Yeah, who turned off the lights? Glitchiest channel on YouTube, folks. That's me right here. Disabled Vets Perspective, guaranteed to be something exciting and new every single episode. So, anyway, it's a computer. They're evil. When we all figure that out, life is so much easier. Let me see if I can put that back in there and see if she comes flying back in here. We got 5 minutes left. So, anyways, the bottom line that we were talking is the time is short. Uh, the aggression by the left is justifying. Um, there's just if something doesn't happen, then Belinda said she was resetting. Okay, yeah, she'll be back in a minute then. But anyway, the question really needs to be answered by our military, and they need to decide where they are on this. Whose side are they going to be on when the time comes? The thing I want to bring up is this Lieutenant Colonel Ridman, whatever the hell his name is, that testified against Trump in this mock impeachment inquiry hearing fiasco. They made the man dress up in his full dress uniform so that he looked all, majestic and proud military. You can't say anything about him because he's proud military. Just like they paraded that 16-year-old kid out to tell us how nasty we are and how we're destroying her and her planet and all this other. And if you say that she's a stupid little kid and you just want to flick her on the end of the nose and say, "Beat it, kid, you bother me," then everybody flips out. "Oh my God, you can't be that mean to a child." Yeah. If a kid's saying something stupid, you can say, "Shut up, kid. That's stupid." And if you can't, then you don't. Same scenario with as far as I'm concerned, piss on him. He may be military, but if you're you are a treasonous pig. There's a special place in hell for you. Are dismissed. So I don't care if he's a military. I don't care if he's a decorated sergeant or he's a lieutenant colonel. But I I was in the military. I served with honor. I would never turn on my country or my commander in chief. My commander in chief at the time was Bill Clinton. I couldn't stand the man, but I would never talk down about him to my fellow soldiers. I would never uh, do anything that would berate my commander in chief. It's just not professional. You don't have to like the person, you have to like the position. And if I was ever approached by Bill Clinton, I would have saluted him like I would do to because that's what you do. And this piece of garbage, Lieutenant Colonel, thinks that he's doing some service. He's doing it for Ukraine, not for America. And I have no respect for the man whatsoever. Um, his service, yeah, great. But a lot of us served, and we would never turn on our country either. As far as I'm concerned, you can dump him in the pot with Bo Burdahl and the both of them. But you served when Slick Willie was in office. Yep, that's what I'm saying. I did too. But even though I served, even though I didn't like the man, I would never talk down about the president of the United States. So anyway, it looks like Belinda's probably not going to get back in here, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it. Mark Bush was boss when I served. Okay, well, that's yeah. I mean, they all have their a lot of that going on. Conservative patriot, appreciate you, brother. All right, so I wanted to say thank you to all my mods. Midnight Sun, I just want to congratulate you. Your numbers are going up since we hit you with that Patriot Swarm. So it's good to see that. I enjoy your shows. I sit in lay down in bed and listen to them at night when I'm getting ready to go to sleep. So you're a goof. You crack me up. So keep up the good work. A lot of creators on here. You guys do a great job. We're gonna work on getting everybody boosted up in time. And I want to thank my mods. You guys rock. You bat it out of the park all the time. All my guests that spend an hour of their lives with me each time I come on here. Appreciate you. It's a love fest. Group hug. Back. Okay. All right. With that being said, y'all make sure to stay in the fight.